Hello! Now, you don't believe it. I had recorded this episode 2 weeks ago. I had such an inspiration and it was just a download. I was totally out of my own way. I had an insight. I wanted to share it with you. And then it just flew out of me. And it was one big rant. And then my mic wasn't on. So, no voice. There was no voice for the rant. So, I have to do it all over again. And again, stepping out of my own way and trust that it had the purpose. And that it again will be just in a flow, a download, and maybe even better. Everything has a reason. Life is for me, so it had a reason. It was the second time, so what was the message? Maybe that I have to shut my mouth? I don't know. Or that it is an example that I sometimes are just feeling that I'm screaming in the desert and nobody is, not so many people are listening or nobody is listening, and that I have to keep going. Even if it seems that it isn't working yet or heard yet. I don't know. But I had an insight. Oh, by the way, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here again. This episode is a week later because I couldn't upload the former one. So, sorry for that, but yeah, I also want to live free. So not controlled by, oh, I have to upload a podcast. I have to. Oh, that's not feminine energy. That's even wounded, fearful, masculine energy. So, I don't want to be bonded, not in this way. Maybe another way I want to be bondaged, but that's another story. But yeah, on the road again, so I have time again. Hopefully my mic is on and stays on. I loaded up the battery, so hopefully this will be a good shot. No, we don't say hopefully. It will be a good shot. Manifesting it. So, thank you for being here, thank you for your presence, and let's start the rant. Driving here on a beautiful road, and close where I'm living, and then you drive between really nature. So, the first part of the road, driving to work or to the big cities, is beautiful. But then when I pass Utrecht or Amsterdam, it becomes more buildings, yeah, and really a change in energy, yeah. But that was not my insight. But I had the insight while I was driving, and I was wandering, and looking inwards and looking outwards, because the outer world is a reflection of my inner world. I also had a little conversation about it with a friend of mine, and yeah, it became more clear what I already feeling for a while, that we are now in a kind of trend that is called spirituality. And that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing that more and more people are curious and trying. We are all spiritual, but becoming more spiritual. But that's not the word. I think what we have to give it, but more conscious. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. But what I'm seeing now, two things. In this crazy time, where at one side there dark, trying to get grip on love. So there's a lot of going on in the world, and they try to spread the virus of fear. And then you see like two crazy reactions. Crazy. Like, on one hand you see people, because of the fear, really freeze. Because that's a stress reaction too. Fear gives stress. Ego gives stress. Or fearful ego. So they freeze. They are just staying in their comfort zone, even if it's a painful comfort zone or an uncomfortable comfort zone, because the ego always chooses the comfort of the pain we know than the not knowing other choice. So it always chooses familiar over something new, even if that familiar is uncomfortable, painful, harmful even. So we see a lot of people freeze. They stay in relations, they are not good for them. They stay in jobs, they are not good for them. They hold their money because, money is also an egoistic way to keep control. They try to stay in control by staying where they are. So that's a freeze. On the other hand, you see people who really dive into spirituality. And that's a good thing, you think? That's a good thing, yeah. But there are also two things I see. People who really go for ascension. They really do their inner work. And they really have grounded spirituality. But we also see people who are escaping reality through spirituality, through religion. They use it to not being here in this reality. They are searching for all kinds of ways to have transcendence, out of body, out of mind experiences. But they don't really go in. So they hop from one retreat to another workshop, to another healing, to another energy work, to another plant medicine, to another event, to another, like some people use going to parties and using drugs in that way. They use it in that way, to escape reality. And that's sometimes good. Yeah, sometimes it's very nice to escape reality, and you can be in another realm, in another dimension, if you do it consciously, and you know that you do it to escape. If you are conscious about it, perfect. And if you do it to escape and to go in, because all those things, all those religions, all those tools like plant medicines, meditations, yoga, tantra, all those wisdom, all those ancestral wisdom, all those things are so hot, are tools, are doors to go in. But a lot of people stay at the door. They open it and they look and they think, oh, it's nice here. I like it. It's not reality. I'm too wow. But they don't go really in. Because when you go really in, it's not always so nice anymore. And even you see people that are going to dismiss this world, are going to diminish this world, they're going to reject this world. But what you persist. They really try to escape this. And spirituality is about being a spirit, being a soul, being God, having a human experience in this world. So, spirituality and ascension is how we can be spirits with a human experience on this beautiful, crazy world. Nothing is not how it's supposed to be. And everything is not how it's supposed to be, you know? That's the duality, that's the paradox. But the outer world is a reflection of our inner world. So if you react, resist, diminish, dismiss this world, this outer world, what do you react? Yourself. So be what you want to see. You cannot change the world by fighting it or blame it. You only can resist, you can change it by changing yourself. So don't escape this reality by all those spiritual tools, but use it to see your inner world so you can deal and change with the outer world in your favor. That you can see the crazy madness magic of this world. Because if the Mother Earth, the world is in ascension, and the universe is always in expansion, and God created creation is God's creation, then nothing is wrong. And yes, maybe everything is wrong because we have to experience both things. That's the paradox, that's the duality. Because of duality, we experience ourselves. So, 333. I'm aligned. This is a message. This is the message. but you know, like, and by reacting a part of the duality, a part of polarity, then you react a part of life, part of yourself. And then we feed that feeling of separation. And by feeding that feeling of separation, there comes fear, there comes stress, and the circle is around. We're going again in spiritual escapism. Is that a word? Now it's a word. Or freezing. So we see three things happening: freezing, fighting, or flighting. All those three are stress reactions. All those three are ego reactions. What if we choose to relax and to choose that life is for us, and that we have to allow life to happen for us, and that everything that comes in our field is a reflection of our inner worlds on individual level, but also on collective level. And yes, changing of one person, the butterfly effect, can slowly change the whole world. The people who are crazy enough that they can change the world or save the world think they can do that, will do that. So, don't react polarity, don't react duality, don't react life, because we are life and the outer world is a reflection of our inner world. So come alive, go in, go feel, go experience life, and let it teach you to become unconditional. Let it teach you to become detached. Let it teach you to become love. And that you can see that everything is love, or it is love, or it's a cry for love. And that we need the duality, light and dark, to experience life. And if you can embrace the light and the dark, the duality, it becomes one, non-dual. Then that's what you are, because you are light and dark. And if you embrace it all, you become one in yourself, union. And that's a non-dual state. So the non-duality is intertwined with duality. It's not a separate thing. You know? But if we keep reacting, resisting, diminishing, fighting that polarity, duality, we keep that feeding. We keep feeling that feeling of separation. No, we keep feeling that feeling of separation. So fear stays. Ego stays. 999 on the car before me. So I'm in a traffic jam. Yay! More time to talk on my podcast. Yeah, when I'm driving in a car, I see so much frozen people. I call it sometimes like zombies. You don't see that aliveness, that spark in their eyes anymore. And they just do their thing and complaining and blaming, but change nothing. Then you see the people who are becoming conscious, really doing the inner work. And you see the spark coming back. You see love coming back. You see aliveness coming back. Because they dare to feel everything, to embrace everything, allow everything. And their inner world is changing and their outer world is changing. And then you see the fight and flighters. The people who are fighting against everything and naming themselves spiritual ego, but really reacting the world and fighting it and blaming it too, and they are so much better because they are spiritual, and they don't know it all already, and they are so unlighted. But those people do it wrong, and who is wrong, and that is wrong, and the world is wrong, and we have to go back to all the ancestors, how they are living. But no, that's also not true, because if that was really God's plan and really good for us, we wouldn't change. We wouldn't be here, because then we will still be there. Because if that was perfect and we were all enlightened at that moment, then we stay there. We stay in that paradise. But so all that wisdom of those times, still helpful, but not enough. Because if it was really helpful and enlightening everyone, we wouldn't be here in this moment not being enlightened. Do you know? Can you follow me? You know. So, if that wisdom was the perfect way of all those ancestors and from all over the world, we all grabbing now to, there's a missing link because we're still here. You still have a lot of ego. You're still not in ascension. You're still not in that union. We are still not in that, I don't know, paradise. Maybe it's not God's plan. So don't resist this will. Don't react this will. Don't fight this one. Don't want to go back in history because it is history. You know. If that was the way, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't still in that way. So there's something in the humans that we want to evolve, and sometimes we choose wrong, but we choose to learn because we are eager. That's how we are programmed. But ego is also very strong. So there's also a missing link in all those wisdom because, yeah, maybe we have to look for that. Maybe that's what God, that's what life now wants to let us do. And we see people who are really trying to escape. Spiritual escape-ism. Escape-ism. Yeah. And they do a lot of work and use a lot of tools, but only to, flight for this world, to escape this world, to have all kinds of supernatural, transcendence and 888 magical experiences, but not in this reality. They are not grounded here. They are there. And yeah, but we have to do it here. We are here now. Yeah, and it's sometimes it's good to escape reality. Yeah, I like to do that too. So I like doing some plant medicine. And sometimes I really do it for inner work and go deep and do my work. And sometimes I just use it to become in an altered state and still have some insight, but also have nice that union feeling even stronger. And yes, I go to parties and do sometimes drugs on a playful way, and that's totally fine because we are here to experience everything in life, enjoying everything attached to nothing. That's what life wants to teach us. That's what God wants to teach us. God, we are part of God. We are God's children, God's universe, energies. I don't know how you want to name it. Give it a name. And it wants to experience life. It wants to experience itself. And it can only experience itself by duality. We experience all things that are you can imagine. So how cool is that? So why escape this crazy magical world? But yeah, that's where for me life is the greatest teacher. The greatest teacher is life. Yeah, life really teaches me. And yes, those tools are helpful. But as I said, it are doors to go in. And then you have to go in, and then you have to integrate it in this reality. And there's where it stops for people who are using it for escapism. They're always looking for something bigger, something more, something. And that's something also in the human. There is more, but that's they're always looking for, like, as if the message we receive from all those tools is kind of one of the same message. Choose love. Be love. Be here and now. Be yourself. Be authentic. Go out of your mind. Go into your heart. Use your ego, but don't let the ego use you. All kinds of the same messages. And still we're looking for another message. Because this message is not enough. It's not working. Nee, because we don't do the work. Yeah, to really embody that message, you have to do the work. You have to integrate with it. You have to live it. You have to try it. You have to practice it. You have to breathe it. You have to sleep it. You have to eat it. Yeah, and that's not always a beautiful road. That's sometimes hard. That's sometimes difficult. That's sometimes really a slap in your face. Sometimes it's really beautiful. It's high on life. It is feeling orgasmic and ecstatic, and sometimes it's feeling awful. And if you want to go dead, but that's life. That's all those feelings. Feeling all those feelings. That makes life that you are living as ecstatically. But we are so trying not to feel pain. We are so trying not to spiritual bypassing. Yeah, that's also what's happening. Spiritual ego and spiritual bypassing. Escape-ism. Yeah. So, and also a way of escapism is also to stay in the trauma. Identifying with the trauma and staying there. There's also an egoic way to not doing really the work. So, yeah, it's all ego still. If you really do the work, you are here in this reality. You go in, you go out, you go in, you go out at the same time. As within, as without, as above, as below. So it is, so it will be. Like, so, yeah. And I don't know how to shake those people away from, but maybe this helps. So yeah, I'm very grateful a lot of people are into the spirituality, but I also see again ego taking it over. So yeah, there are such beautiful tools and such beautiful old wisdoms, but there's still a missing link, and the missing link is going in and look at life, look at what is life teaching you. Because we don't have to go in an altered state to see the magic of life if you really are awake, if you really open your eyes. Like I'm here in the traffic jam and I look outside and I see those flowers next to the road, but even flowers popping out of the hard stone road that you think, that's magic. How can such a little flower coming through the hard stone of the road? I see little ponies, my little ponies. No unicorns. No, you don't know. And I see the magic that we invented cars. Yeah, they have also a downside, of course. I see a bird flying over. I see, if you really see a little feather over the cars, pedals. Yeah, it's if you really are awake, you see so much magic. Yeah. And maybe all the dark is also magic too, to see more the light. And light is always stronger than darkness. But we need darkness to see light. If there's only light, we don't know that it's light. But by embracing darkness and light, we become that non-dual. But not by reacting it, resisting it, fighting it. Now, I hope this rant was as good as my former rant, and I hope it was inspiring. I now feel that my head is empty. I think this was the message, and I hope it was kind of clear that it was not that because sometimes I feel like if I'm that I've lost it, but yeah, I don't know, because I was out of my way, and I feel my slowing coming back. It becomes more still in my head now. But I really, really wish, and I think this what now is happening, that's also again a part of how it has to happen. Yeah, I think so. And that people will become awake by becoming awake. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to a beautiful man, to a beautiful show, and have a beautiful evening. The show is mesmerized, so a lot of magic around me, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm really looking forward to my next download to share with you. And if you have questions, or if you want to discuss something, want to know how I'm thinking about things, or if you have a question or problem whatsoever, let me know, because it gives me inspiration, and so you help me to inspire others, so you inspire people too, because you're not the only one. So thank you for being here, thank you for your presence, and I wish you also a good morning, evening, night, afternoon, I don't know, and hopefully till my next podcast. And I really hope my mic did it. I had a new mic, and just one time it didn't work, so I'm in a turn now, so I cannot stop the video, so I'm going to talk till I am straight again. That sounds great, strange. But on the other end, I wanted to say something. I don't know. No, it's totally still. It's totally still. It's done deal. So have a good time, and hopefully till the next one.